Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here. Season 2 is now live in FIFA, and with that we get the return of Icon SBCs, and these are back with a little bit of a whimper. However, I'm still glad to see icons out there that we can grind towards. I'm going to go over who is worth completing, who's worth staying away from. We also have new storyline players from objectives. I'm going to go over all of those. But before we do, if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe. Also, check the description and join my Discord server. I'd really appreciate it. So the three icons we get are Luis Figo, Edwin van der Sar, and Javier Zanetti. So van der Sar, it's his base version, and then Figo and Zanetti are the mid versions. So first I wanted to go over the requirements. You know, we do have loan versions you can get and also the regular versions. For Zanetti, he has 7 parts, and it's very similar to when these were here in FIFA 19. We start out with a bronze and a silver section. So the bronze and silver sections are kind of freebies. You may want to start opening up some more bronze packs. You know, they would give you some more rare players. You could either sell some of your common bronzes, or you can exchange them into those silver upgrade packs to get some other silvers. So I mean, you may just need to start grinding a little bit more for bronze and silvers, because it looks like it's going to be right back to FIFA 19 where you're going to need a team of 11 bronzes, 11 rare bronzes, and 11 rare silvers. Luckily, the chemistry is not that high. I honestly don't remember in FIFA 19. For some reason, I feel like the chemistry was a little bit higher in 19, but I could be wrong. And you do get pack rewards. You get a small silver players pack and a jumbo silver pack in return. So that would also help you get towards your silver players you need. And then the third one is also a little bit easy to complete, but you will need team of the week players. There's a different rating requirement on each one. For Zanetti, it's just a team of the week player with an 80 rated squad, and you only get a mixed players pack back. The rest of Zanetti, you need an 84 rated team, an 85, an 86, and another 86. So the Zanetti is a little bit expensive. Let me get this back up on Footbin real quick so I can see the price of what Footbin is saying Zanetti is going for at the moment. Zanetti is coming in on Footbin for 466,000 coins. And personally, I would say stay away from this Zanetti. I just don't think he's worth it. I mean, if you look at his stats, the main reason I would say stay away from Zanetti is just his pace. Now, it's not poor pace at all. You can certainly put a shadow on him, make him 92 acceleration, 94 sprint speed, but we are getting down to where we're running into more and more wingers that are going to get up to that 99 pace, and I always just want a fullback that's going to be able to keep up with people. And if I'm going to put 466,000 coins worth of value into an SBC, then I want a fullback that I'm going to be able to play with for almost the rest of the game cycle. And personally, I would rather have Kyle Walker's gold card, and I haven't looked at that for a while. That's the right back I have in my team. He was, 80, 90,000 coins. He may be a lot further down now. I haven't checked him out for a while since I've had him in my team. I would rather have Kyle Walker's gold card than this Zanetti icon. Now, don't get me wrong, his passing is top notch. His dribbling is fine. He's not super agile or anything, but his passing is top notch. Defending is top notch. So, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad card, but he's not worth 466,000 coins. So I would say stay away from Zanetti. He's just not worth completing. The next one to take a look at, let's take a look at Figo. And Figo they just went crazy on this one. This one is just very, very expensive. So same thing, we have bronze, silver, and then team of the week. This one requires an 81 rated squad with the team of the week. The other thing I would say, it's going to get back. Now, any of you guys who maybe haven't been playing for a while, in FIFA 19 and before, Team of the Weeks actually held some value because we had Icon SBCs, and pretty much every section required some part of Team of the Week. So Team of the Week seemed to hold their value. Last year in FIFA 20, most of the SBCs did not require Team of the Weeks. So Team of the Weeks just really plummeted in price last year. They really weren't worth having. But this year, if we're back to Icon SBCs with so many of them requiring Team of the Weeks, like if you look here, I think most of the sections on Figo require Team of the Week except for the 89 rated squad. So just going through what you need for Figo. But just to finish my point, you may want to try to stock up on some Team of the Weeks, or maybe try to knock out a couple of those Team of the Week upgrade packs when you get an opportunity. So we need an 81 rated squad with the Team of the Week, an 82 rated squad with the Team of the Week. Then we get really expensive, an 86, an 87, an 88, and an 89. And on the 89, you only get back a mega pack. And I'm pretty sure in previous FIFAs, the 89 rated squads would give you back like jumbo rare players pack. So they have really brought down what you get back in exchange for an 89 rated squad. Mega packs are very hit and miss. I mean, you only get a few players and then a ton of consumables. So you only have a couple chances at getting players you may want in return. I will say I'm glad that they're tradable. They've been doing so many untradeable rewards lately. So I will say I'm glad it's a tradable mega pack. But this Figo right now, according to Footbin, is coming in right around 1 million coins, which is just insane for this Figo. So stay far away from this Figo. The only way I can see this Figo being of any value to you is if somehow you have Cristiano Ronaldo and you've also got Renato Sanchez's Team of the Week or Road to the Finals card and you just can't find a way to get them linked in. Maybe this Figo has some use to you. But Figo is another one of those. Now, icons are all players in the game are a little bit weird. Sometimes you see stats on a player and you're like, oh my gosh, that card looks insane. And when you just first look at the stats on Figo, you're like, wow, that is a really strong card. However, for some reason, Figo just does not play that well in game. And I don't know if it's his medium work rates that kind of hinders him. Maybe he doesn't quite attack the way some of these other really strong right mids or left mids will do. So Figo just, I've played with him a ton in game. He just never quite translates into what his stats would say. I mean, you see this, you maybe think, oh my gosh, put a hunter on him. He'd be 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed, good attack positioning, good finishing, but it's just something about Figo just does not translate in. Sometimes it can be his body type. Sometimes there's work rates. There's just certain things on certain players that don't work out. And for 1 million coins of value, it is just not worth completing Figo. And what's also crazy is that his regular mid icon card sells tradable for less than that. Now, I know we're not going to be putting in completely tradable rewards or anything like that. A lot of us, when we complete SBCs, are using untradable rewards. But still, when we have to complete something like this at this stage of the game, we're going to have to put something in there that's tradable, put in a few coins, because it's not like team of the season time when we get like 95, 95, 95, and we can just complete any SBC with those types of cards. So stay far away from Figo. He's just not worth it. Now we're getting into one that I do think is worth it and that I am going to recommend completing, and that is this Edwin van der Sar. Now, it is a little sad it's his base version over his mid version, but I've played with his base version many times over the course of FIFA, and he has been a really strong keeper. He was the best keeper in FIFA 19. A lot of people thought he was the best keeper in FIFA 20, and then I think he's going to be really strong again this year. And one of the reasons is, you just see there, his height, 6'6". So already he's just covering a lot of the net just with his body frame in game. So he's going to cover a lot of the net just from that. And then the other thing, this is a very reasonable SBC, and you can see we already completed 3 parts of it. I did this on stream earlier. Also, again, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the live streams. But again, it starts with a bronze team, a silver team, and then you need a team of the week with an 82. And the way I approach these, I generally do not try to get them all done at once. What happened on stream, I opened up a pack. I got a duplicate untradeable Jimenez, which is 84 rated, and a duplicate untradeable Ivan Perisic, which is 82 rated. So instead of just discarding those cards, I came over here, put them into this SBC. Having that 84 Jimenez made this one cheaper. So you just kind of complete them as you get stuff going. Now, we only have 29 days left on these, so you can't just wait until the rest of the game cycle, obviously. But as you get a few things, instead of throwing away a few players or you pack something good, come over here and complete a section, and before you know it, you will be done. So the next section only requires an 84 rated squad. Then we need an 85 and an 86, and we are done. And according to Footbin, Van der Sar's coming in right around 320,000, 300 to 320,000. And I think that's a very fair price for an icon keeper that is really strong. Icon keepers always come in handy at some point. You know, sometimes they're different center backs are released, and you've got Varane, and you've got there's a new Virgil that comes out, and you're trying to figure out how to get it all linked in. Sometimes an icon keeper is the only way to get it linked. But Van der Sar has proven himself in game because I came across a Peter Cech earlier this year, and Peter Cech made 3 of the biggest goalkeeping blunders I've seen all year. So keepers can be weird with how they play in game, but Van der Sar has a proven track record. So I do recommend completing this Van der Sar, and I think that is a worthwhile investment. Now, the other thing I will say, generally, I've been very outspoken against loan players. I think they are horrible for the game. But in this case, I don't mind them quite as bad. And the reason why is because we're committing a lot of resources. Just say you say, Pete, I don't believe you. That Figo looks absolutely insane. I'm going to get Figo. Well, get the Figo loan version and test him out first. Before you put 1 million coins of value into your, you're going to get rid of that and it's going to be gone. Now, someone like Loan Mbappe, why that upsets me is that because you could grind the game in theory, work to earn your Mbappe the way I did, and you can, whatever you feel about loan cards, everybody's got their own opinion, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying in theory, you could get that Mbappe, test him out, and then sell him. And I guess you could do that with Figo as well. In some ways, you could certainly do that. But you have an opportunity here to get a loan Figo, test him out before you decide to put in 1 million coins worth of your club into this SBC. So I will say I do think that's a good example. I would say don't really, try them out in SBCs or something. Don't use them in competitive matches unless you really have to, but it just is what it is. The other thing, though, if you don't mind using loan players, I know a lot of people have been using loan players in these live foot friendlies. We've had so much stuff in live foot friendlies, so it may be worth completing some of these if you don't mind using loan players in the foot friendlies, because when you play a friendly with a loan player, it doesn't reduce their loan contract. So you could, in theory, play with this Figo, Van der Sar, and Zanetti for the rest of the game in foot friendly. So if you don't mind playing with loan players, then certainly go ahead and complete those. They're all very cheap. Or also, if you're thinking about completing Figo, I would definitely recommend doing this loan version first. Make sure he works for you. I just don't think he's that good. Test him out first. The other thing we got today is a whole new batch of objective players, and you can see all of them right there. We will go through to the Season 15 and Season 30. That's where we are able to get them this time. So I've already got up to level 4. We need to get to level 15. And this is really weird. I think this may be the first time I think the level 15 players are better than the level 30 players. It's really kind of crazy. And it starts off with this Tello or Tello. I'm not exactly sure how you would pronounce his name. I'll just say Andres Tello, and he's from Serie A, a midfielder, but look at some of these stats on this guy. As high work rates, he's 3-star, which doesn't bother me as much for like a holding midfielder. It doesn't bother me as much, 3-star. But look at that pace, 89 acceleration, 88 sprint speed. His shooting leaves a little bit to be desired, but I would probably play him more either like strictly midfield to even CDM. I don't think his shooting would necessarily, if he's in the middle of the box, even with that 66 finishing, goals are just buried this year when you're in the right position. So if he got in the perfect position, I still think he would bury the goal for you. But if you look at his dribbling, 91 agility. His defensive awareness is a little poor. I would put a shadow on this Tello, make him 99 acceleration, 98 sprint speed, boost up his defending a little bit, and I would use him as a two-way CDM. I think this is a really strong card. I don't think there's a lot of other options like this in Serie A. So if you're thinking about making a Serie A team or thinking about doing some stuff that way, then definitely this Tello card would be really, really strong. And you see that 92 stamina, 88 strength. This would be a bit of a monster in the midfield, I feel like. And he's 5'11", so not super short like Conte, but also not big and clunky like Sissoko. So I don't know. I really, really like this card. This would probably be my number 2 pick as of right now. My number 3 pick would be this Jung Woo Young, and this is another really nice card, especially look at that agility and balance, 96 agility, 97 balance. His composure leaves a lot to be desired at 74, but where you would probably play this card would be as a runner down the wing, so you don't, generally your wing players, you're not asking to bang in a ton of goals, you're asking them to unlock defenses, so that composure may not come in as much. I would say the best use on this one is if you are making a Bundesliga squad or if you need a perfect link for Hwang Hee-chan, or if you're somehow going to link Heung-min Son with somebody off Kim, you can maybe do him. He would also be a nice super sub, but this would be my number 3 pick. My number one pick, though, is this Aidoo. This card looks like an absolute monster. Now, he is La Liga, and so say you completed Koundé, that road to the finals Koundé, this would be a nice partner if you're looking for two basically free players. You could have Aidoo and Koundé and have a really nice La Liga backline. I mean, if you look at his acceleration and sprint speed, and again, I'm thinking Shadow, and one of the main reasons I'm thinking Shadow, look at that strength, 94 strength. We're talking Akinfenwa strength. We're talking Whopper button strength. We need a Whopper button for Aidoo.
Tell the crew to push the Whopper button.
This card just looks like an absolute monster. Now, I don't know that he would crack my starting team, but I can see no reason wrong with him being in somebody's starting team. Now, you do see his passing, so you're going to have to be very careful with him. Passing out of the back is poor already in FIFA. So when you have the ball with Aidoo, you're going to have to really think, okay, I just need to make this quick pass out to like my right back or left back, or I need to make a quick pass to CDM. You probably don't want to try to just do that long range through ball up top because it's probably not going to get through with that 29 vision. Now, I do see 75 short pass, so that does make me think he's going to be able to complete passes easily to the left back, to the holding midfielder, something like that. Just be cautious in game, at least until you get a handle of them. You never know how these guys fully play in games. Sometimes people play above their stats, sometimes people play below their stats for whatever reason, but this Aidoo card looks like an absolute monster. Medium-high work rates, perfect 94 strength, with a Shadow, 89 acceleration, 94 sprint speed, good defense, amazing physical, and pretty good agility and balance and all that type of stuff too, and composure's not that poor. I don't know, that Aidoo would be my number one pick. Although you've also got to remember, by the time we get to level 15, there's going to be some other things. Maybe they release or another La Liga center back. We already had Koundé as an objective player. If there's another La Liga center back objective player, then maybe we don't need this Aidoo, and maybe we get Tello or Tello. Or same thing, maybe they release another Serie A midfielder, then we don't have the need anymore for Tello. So things will change, but my current ranking would be Aidoo number 1, Tello number 2, and Jung Woo Young number 3. Then we get to level 30, and when I first saw the base stats on them, I thought there was going to be between two people. We have Iago Aspas, Romagnoli, and then Kata. And in my opinion, I thought it was going to come down between Romagnoli and Keita, but once you start studying the stats a little more, and first we'll look at Yago Aspas, and I've been saying this, I've been wanting another La Liga strike option, and it's not a bad card on the face. Now, he does have 3-star skill moves, which I think hurts him a little bit. With your attackers, you do kind of feel like you need the 4-star skill moves a little bit. It just gives you a little bit more things you can do in the box, especially this year when a simple skill move like La Croqueta is so OP. But he has very solid stats, good shooting stats, decent passing stats for a striker, very respectable dribbling, but his stamina is a little poor, and he also has that weird acceleration sprint speed spread. So even if you put a hunter on him, it makes him 91 acceleration, 99 sprint speed. Now, if you're doing that run in behind, he may get up to a sprint speed, and it may pay off for you, but I've always found that acceleration is more important than sprint speed, so I would rather that be reversed, because it always seems like I'd rather have someone who's like in the box, and say you're dribbling like a few yards outside of the box, you want that striker that can just make that quick burst that you can hit with the pass, that can get there before the center back. When it takes them a little bit longer to get up to speed, then sometimes the center backs can beat you to the ball. So I would say this isn't a bad card, but this would be my number 3 option. I'd rank him 3rd out of these options. Next, we have Romagnoli, and when I first saw this card, I thought this would be a really strong Serie A option. I don't think Serie A has that many great center backs. I also said that Sami Khedira, that was released as an SBC yesterday, would be an epic center back for Serie A. So if you do need a Serie A center back, keep in mind that Khedira as well. But then I saw his agility and balance, and that's just really poor. Now, Varane, who has probably been my favorite center back this year, has similar agility and balance, so maybe he would play okay, but I do like defenders that can move. And then you also see Romagnoli's passing stats are kind of similar to Aidoo, which you would think for an 86 you'd maybe have a slightly better passing stats, but so it's not great passing, so you need to kind of keep that in mind with Romagnoli as well. His short pass and long pass are okay, but his vision is pretty poor, so try to kind of focus on doing those short outlet passes with Romagnoli as well. I would probably put a shadow on Romagnoli just to make him 82 acceleration, 86 sprint speed, but he's already got immense defending. His physical could use a little bit of a boost where he's 83 strength, so if you did put an anchor on him, that would maybe work, but then maybe you're lacking a little bit in pace with him. But this Romagnoli is not a bad card. I would say he is number 2 out of these choices. He just has a couple little red flags that kind of holds him back for me. But what I think is the number 1 card is this Kata. And, you know, he's going to be Premier League, Liverpool, so he's going to have a lot of links. Mane is one of my favorite players. Joe Gomez is one of my favorite players this year, so he's going to have some nice Liverpool links as well. And Keita is going to be an amazing two-way midfielder for you. He's got good shooting stats. He's got great passing stats. You know, if you take off crossing and curve, those passing stats look absolutely immense. And then look at that dribbling. That is some of the best dribbling we've seen from a midfielder all year, with 93 agility, 94 balance, 92 ball control, 91 dribbling. And then he's got one red flag on this card, and that is his strength is 60. So you maybe could play an anchor on him. I still personally would probably put a shadow on him just to make him 92 acceleration, 81 sprint speed, boost up those defending stats a little bit, because I think his shooting, passing, and dribbling is already really solid for a two-way midfielder. And then that would just make him be able to whip in and out and be able to control him with that pace, with that 92 acceleration. He's got solid stamina. I think he'd be able to play the full 90 for you, no problem. But that's probably what I would do. And you see 82 interceptions and 73 defensive awareness. So he's already got decent defending stats. And if you put the shadow on him, that's going to boost those up a little bit more. So my pick for this level 30 player would be Keita. But I would say overall, I'm more excited about the level 15 players than the level 30 players. So will be interesting to see once we get to level 30, because it's going to take us, you know, you're not going to get to level 30 anytime soon. So it'll be interesting to see by the time we get there what other players have been released. But anyways, boys, this is going to wrap it up for now. I just wanted to go over all of the new content, especially the Icon SBCs and these new objective players, just to let you know who to keep an eye out for, who's worth bringing into your team, kind of do a review over all of them. But if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and join our Discord server. We have so much fun over there. But I will see you guys soon. Bye.